The number of homicides in Denver this year is on pace to be the lowest in more than a decade. As the city invests in a widespread surveillance camera system looking at license plates and also expands the police presence downtown, our Mark Salinger sat down with the mayor and the police chief for a conversation about safety.
Is it flock cameras? Is it an investment in the downtown police force? Is it moving people who are on the streets into shelters? What has helped?
You can't pinpoint just one thing. It's our strategic focus on house parties. It's our strategic focus on the downtown entertainment district. It's the fact that our investigators are working really hard to have one of the highest clearance rates in the country.
The number of homicides in Denver is on pace to drop more than 40% year over year, down to one of its lowest levels this century. 69 last year, 36 so far this year. Back in 2021, there were 96.
We have a Hot Streets program. We focus on getting more and more patrol present at intersections where we know there's likelihood to be activity. And in those 7 locations that we had the highest levels of crime, 4 of those sites have seen 100% drop in shootings and murders.
How important are those flock cameras?
Well, they're certainly important. They're important in a number of our investigations, to include our homicide investigations.
Would you be able to say, let's move forward without a surveillance system like this in Denver?
If we are delivering historic drops in crime in the city, and that's one part of the puzzle, I wouldn't advocate for us to remove any of the pieces. I wouldn't stop our Hot Streets program. I wouldn't stop our police network investigations. I wouldn't stop adding 3 classes of officers each year to rebuild our officer corps. And I wouldn't turn off common sense technology we can use to track vehicles that are stolen.
The number of homicides in Denver peaked in 2020 and 2021 during the pandemic. It was the same time when protests erupted in the city against police brutality.
I think we went through some tumultuous times in the city. I don't ever go to a neighborhood now where someone doesn't say to me, Mike, why don't I see more officers on my street? I want to see more officers in my neighborhood, because they trust them, they like them, they want to see them present.
One of the central themes of those protests was over-policing and bringing the police force into specific neighborhoods. Do you think the community sentiments have changed, Chief Thomas, over the past 5 years? And is there still concerns about over-policing? Or do you say, hey, what we're doing is working, we're going to keep sending more officers into specific neighborhoods?
I wouldn't consider that what we're doing is over-policing. Well, one of the sites in our city, predominantly minority neighborhood, Alameda and Federal, one of our most successful locations for crime reduction. And we were able to do that without increased contacts, without increased arrests. We did that with increased community engagement.
Denver spent more than $200 million on the mayor's plan to solve homelessness. They credit that in part for helping reduce the crime numbers and also free up police resources. While the homeless hotel shelters get hundreds of 911 calls every month, the chief says the police department is still responding to those addresses less frequently, Kyle, than they were to those homeless encampments that we saw a lot, especially during the pandemic, grow into massive sizes.
But understandably that a lot of the issues that happened at those encampments have now just been moved.
Exactly. And we're tracking them. There's still homicides, drug uses, overdoses, things like that. It's just in a different place, perhaps much more concentrated.
Mark Salinger, thank you.